What is up? Welcome everybody to TSP TV. Thanks as always for tuning in to this Out and About 2021 summer edition of TSP TV. Although we're no longer in Ontario, Canada. No, some of you may be aware we are now in Cancun, Mexico. So I'm just going on a little bit of a walkabout to my little local bodega where I do need to pick up a couple of items of necessity. That way is northbound, I believe. That is east. That is west, where the sun is slowly setting. And that is west. West is the best. Some of you may be able to understand what that says. Unfortunately, not so much myself, although a couple of words are beginning to familiarise. My darling little coffee bean Maddie just falls from the trees. Firewood, coconuts, fruits, everything you could possibly want. There's a chirping of some beautiful birds. So this is a little bit of a sort of rainforesty type area that is very close to where I am living. We'll show you that. Beetles, there's loads of them. I don't know if they still make them, but I've seen a whole bunch of the old beetles since I've been here in the last 5 days. It has only been 5 days since I arrived. I did do a little bit of a stream that did cut out due to sort of a hotel Wi-Fi, or complex Wi-Fi rather than any other algorithmic glitches. But look, all of this firewood, it is a little bit dirty. People do seem to use it as a trash can as much as a rainforest, which is a little bit disappointing. But I can assure you, and this is very rainforesty, and I've seen quite a few beautiful birds. Now, there's also no sidewalks, if you may or may not noticed. And drivers in Mexico aren't exactly that conscientious in the brief time I've been here. And I have been out and about in a trip in a car where we ended up going up a one-way street. Although I wasn't the driver, it was a local, and maybe I'll tell you about that during the live part. But yeah, look, it is a little bit disgusting that there is so much grubby sort of trash bin discarded on the roadside. But look up there, palm trees, beautiful. Hola, amigo. That's the groundskeeper from where I am staying. I guess his shift is just finished and he's heading home. And believe it or not, I got drunk with that individual on Saturday night, and he was singing and dancing and chugging on tequila. But as I said, I don't know if you can see, there's a whole bunch of coconuts up there, and they literally do just fall for the trees. I know in Toronto, Canada, where only a few short days I used to live and spent 9 days there. 9 years, I wish it was only 9 days. No, 9 years there. These coconuts during the sort of summer months, when you get yourself to Kensington Market and such places, they cost about $10 each. And stick a straw in it and cut it off. And there's like a couple $100 worth of coconuts hanging there. There is a bird just flying by. I think that is a minor bird. So as I said, it's best to sort of get out of the way of traffic, because they don't really get out of the way of you. There is a bus. I don't think he's I don't know. I thought maybe he thought I was getting on, but I'm not. Maybe he's going to pick up these two hombres over there. But there is rather a plush premises hiding behind that sun gate. And there's a chap out on his bike. I actually wish I had the thrift bike. Look, Maddie, wood everywhere. It's a little bit of a fallen tree there, another car behind. So as I said, much more interesting and very different to walking up Ronsonville and down to Parkville, to the Parkdale rather. See, I'm already forgetting Toronto. I ain't been here a week. But walking to Parkdale, to the local Dollarama. And this is not where the streets have no names. This is where the roads have no roads. Pretty much. A couple of stray dogs running around over there. Some construction in progress. But look at that skies, guys. This is the tropics. Those are pretty cool. Tuk-tuks, as I know them on from my sort of travels to Far East Asia. We may even adventure in one of those at some point, but plenty of time, hopefully, for that to come, because this is now where I live, guys, for however long, who knows. As the saying goes, how long is a piece of string? Although the answer is it's twice the length from middle to end. If anybody does quote that rhetorical to you, you can give a question, give them an answer rather, they cannot answer. But the little bodega is just up ahead, and I just did want to sort of give you a little glimpse of what is in my immediate neighborhood. Now, as of yet, I've been a little bit sort of preoccupied with sort of situating myself rather than sightseeing. So no fear, guys, we will hopefully be going to some more interesting, I know this is probably uninteresting to some of you, all those ants swarmed on whatever that is. I think it's a bug or a spider. It is, by the looks of things, bugs eating, ants eating what looks to be a dead spider. So many cool and wonderful creatures here. As I said, I did see some parrots, some hummingbirds, plenty of lizards, stray cats, stray dogs mostly, as well as bats. Bats come out at night and do flutter around my pool and kind of dip down and touch the water and act all sort of playfully, and not at all like the opening credits to Scooby-Doo. So this literally is my hood, guys. Although the beaches in the tourist area are a few miles, not too ridiculous amount of distance away, about 4.5 miles till you do hit the hotel district and the more familiar parts of Cancun that tourists will know. But this is sort of the Cancun. I'm not saying that tourists fear to tread, because I'm sort of staying in a bed and breakfast where a few tourists seem to stay, but they kind of use it mostly as a stopover. Talking of lizards, there's one there, he just scurried off into those branches. We've got a little bit of wildlife, a little lady out there with a little baby. There's a guy selling some fresh juices and some snacks, and I see quite a lot of that with these beautiful palm trees, and palms over pines every day of the week. But some of you may be very familiar with the walkabouts we did in Toronto, and may already be seeing how incredibly different and wonderful and almost paradisic, don't know if that's even a word, how much like paradise this is. Although some of you might think it looks a little bit sort of run down, I actually love the fact that it is, because this is sort of a little bit more of the real reflection. I think in the evening there's a little hole in the wall sort of shop there that somebody sells tacos out of. You can kind of see a few sort of people wearing masks and workers getting off work, picking up some beers, I'm sure. We're going to get some fresh juice. But my little bodega is just up here, and if you don't know what a bodega is, it is a small convenience store in a neighborhood just like this. Sells all sorts of necessities and things. So you might just walk up a little bit further and I'll walk back, because there are a couple of little interesting things in this direction, but as I said, I haven't really sort of wandered too far, although I have sort of somehow befriended the owner of the complex, who took me out today to the real Cancun and for real pork belly tacos. It was mostly fat, and oh my god, the pork fat was fucking unbelievable. But I didn't take my camera, I didn't even think we were going out. He just called me up and asked me to jump in the car. Next thing I know, him and his sister were taking me sightseeing all around the Paradise area, all around where the sort of nice hotels that the tourists come and stay at, and then into the heart of real downtown Cancun, where there's no air conditioning in the restaurant, no windows, probably no sanitary requirements at all. And so, you know, I did work in the food industry for 10 years and know for a fact in Canada that place would have been shut down and probably been all over the news as a result of their findings. But nonetheless, it was very authentic, very delicious, and I'd have loved to have took my camera to have filmed that for you. Very nice of him. Then we also went and picked up some nice mango in coconut slushes, and almost thinking, am I sort of inadvertently going on dates with maybe a homosexual Mexican? Who knows? The story will develop. I think this little lady's selling some things, and there's a little cat that's not too dissimilar to the one that has befriended me. They're probably sisters. They are in the same neighborhood and they are stray. But there are some little sort of foodie places here I did want to show you because, as I said, very, very Mexican, and I did want to show you my brand new neighborhood. Hopefully you guys agreeing to when there's some more sort of stray dogs running around. Another bus. But it was very interesting out and about. Again, I really wish I had grabbed my camera when I was totally unaware we were going out for the day. And yesterday he also took me on another little bit of a trip. I don't know why. As I said, he seems to have befriended me for some reason. And we went, where did we go yesterday? Into another part of downtown Cancun and into a condo complex I think he owns that was... yeah, a little bit scary to say the least. There were a few tattooed faces in that building, so it's probably best I didn't film, to be quite honest with you. Little fish restaurant, although I've never actually seen it open. There's a gym there. And we're just going to walk up a little bit because there's a school up ahead, and we might get a nice sort of glimpse of the sun because there's also a very, very sort of run-down, derelict-looking soccer field, football pitch for those purists in Brits like myself. But as I said, most of my viewers are in the United States, and they do refer to football as soccer, and I have lived in North America for nearly 13 going on 14 years now. Since I left England, sort of my vocabulary has sort of changed and tailored towards that of an American audience, although I do know I got 1 or 2 viewers in the UK. Moto Taxi, there you go, very similar to sort of being out in Thailand or Asia with those little things zooming around. And we are in the same sort of part of the world. Look, there's a Mexican Ghostbuster over there. I don't know if you can see him. He probably isn't a Ghostbuster. He's probably a paramedic or something, or fireman perhaps. There's another bodega there I'm not going to go to because it hasn't even got a door. I don't want to film it because they might get into trouble. We'll catch it on the way back. But it's just got a cage where the door should be, and you kind of have to ask through the bars what you want. And I'm not going to go too much further because it is about 99 degrees right now, literally. And walking, talking, sweating. And believe it or not, I forgot to bring deodorant with me, although I did have to discard some of my toiletries in order to try and reduce the load of my baggage when I was leaving. And not that it made a difference, I still had an oversized baggage. Did end up paying 180 Canadian dollars for the privilege of taking one bag to Mexico with the sort of things that I could fit in there. I had to leave a hell of a lot of stuff, bug out bags, EDCs, the remainder of my pantry, all the ramen. Unfortunately, I even had to leave an unopened Russian ration, which, believe it or not, would have been a godsend in the first 24 hours that I got here, because I was sort of exhausted, run down. I hadn't eaten for almost sort of 36, 40 hours, sort of the day before I left. I didn't eat. I was a little bit nervous and apprehensive. Then the day traveling, they don't even give you a meal on the plane these days. So I didn't get to eat, and then sort of getting from the airport to where I'm staying, I sort of didn't grab anything to eat. And then when I got here, I found out there's almost nothing in close proximity that was a recognizable food source. I didn't know if some of these people with sort of food carts were just like barbecuing, or if they were sort of selling to passers-by. But this is where the little soccer pitch is. I wanted to come and show you that. So let's cross the road because there's a lady cleaning her hairdressers. There's another little bodega over there. Lots of these little kind of sort of businesses that run out the front of people's houses, or people that just set up outside of their houses. There's a couple of more birds. And there you are. The sun is beginning to set over this very rough and overgrown soccer pitch. It's a bit of a dump here. Back in the days of me and my buddies in England going to Europe for travels, we'd always end up in a holiday resort with what we'd call a war zone. My God, look at that giant bit of firewood. Imagine that down at the Cove. But the days of Paradise Cove almost seem far away, not forgotten. Of course they will never be forgotten, but this is a brand new paradise, and Paradise Cove was a very, very tiny survival adaptation evolution sort of tactic of making do with what was in the close proximity that was the best, closest replicant of where I sort of am now. Although as much as I love Paradise Cove, it doesn't have a patch on tropical rainforests. But as the sun is setting, I don't know if you can see or not, there is a bit of a rundown football pitch, and we will head up just a little bit further because there's a sort of college. It looks very quaint and beautiful, so there's a little sort of condo blocks there with sort of people beginning to sort of get ready for the evening. It does sort of seem to be in the sunset time that people do tend to come outside. You don't really see that many people sitting out lapping up the sun like me here in the daytime. Most of them sort of stay inside or sit in the pool, but in the evenings lots of people sort of do come out of their little homes and sort of sit outside and share beers and stories and laughter and music. I'm very, very happy and simple. More firewood there. This is another reason I wanted to sort of bring it up. I have no idea who built this, if it belongs to anyone. There is a sort of house over there with a bunch of people in. This might be a little extension to their yard, but someone sort of built a couple of swings, look, a little bit of decking, little chairs, some tables, and there is a very attractive looking dog. He's got a collar on, so he's not straight. There is another bus. Hola. See, look at me being friendly and bilingual. Also found out, funny enough, Cancun does have a soccer team, football team, and the stadium is only 20 minutes away from where I am living right now, which we are heading back that way, although I will turn the camera off while I go and get my needs, and then we'll walk back to my new apartment and show you where I am now living. So this is the sort of college here that looks very kind of cool and cute. Quintana Roo, Cancun. Quintana Roo is the state that Cancun resides in, one of 31 states here in Mexico. So there was the little college I wanted to show you, and there, look at that beautiful panoramic in a tropical Mexican sky as we walk around and head back towards where we're going. Now, when I did get here for the first day, I walked like maybe 2 miles in that direction, having not eaten anything in the blistering afternoon. Actually, it wasn't the afternoon, it was like early evening, but still about 101 degrees, and I almost collapsed. The sweat was pouring out of me, and all I had was a pack of smokes and a bottle of water that I did pick up from one of these little bodegas. There's another one just down there, which funny enough was where I had to go and get the water from that I think may have kept me alive. Over exaggerating, didn't nearly die, but it was a shock to the system. So I did sort of spend Saturday and Sunday somewhat acclimating, somewhat relaxing. Saturday night, the most important ingredient came into my life, good old Mary Jane. So Mary Jane found me more than I found it on Saturday night, and I've had quite a almost perfect scenario for a change instead of the worst case scenario, in the fact that my Mary Jane guy lives a floor below me. So that is good, and there is a whole shitload of firewood there, and Maddie, logs galore, my darlings. Remember those nights we'd scramble around looking for twigs to keep the fire burning, and the one time I stood in human fecal matter in the dark while I was barefoot looking for firewood just to keep the fire burning. No fires yet in Mexico, but that's not to say, oh my goodness, why do Latino women always look so beautiful? Even the ones that aren't so beautiful, I don't know. But yeah, we may be having some fires in the future, although I'm pretty sure fire risks would be incredibly higher here in a sort of drier environment. Although it is technically a rainy season at the moment, and one morning I did wake up, I guess there must have been a bit of a downpour or rainfall overnight, because I woke up and everything was sort of wet and damp. But the smell of fresh rain on fresh tropical rainforest, people. I can't even describe to you how beautiful that was. It's better than any scented candle you've ever bought from Bath, Bed and Beyond, I can assure you of that. But sometimes, you know, in Canada, the fresh of rainfall and the smell of pine trees, if you're lucky enough to have pine trees around, was sort of you know, quite a atmospheric what's the word I'm looking for, aromatic, no, I don't know, you know what I'm, aromatic experience, but nothing, as I said, compared to waking up to the smell of fresh rain on a tropical rainforest. Guys, seriously, best smell ever, next to that of Mary Jane. But here is some more kind of tropical looking fruits or berries. Not sure if you could eat those, but this is another great thing about being in this part of the world, that, you know, if you did sort of have to bug out and go and disappear in the rainforest, there's lots of them and there are abundance with food. All you need to do is sort of camp out under a coconut tree, and coconuts will provide you with a source of hydration, as well as some, no, they're not a full a balanced meal, but they do contain quite a lot of your essential nutrients, and also a little bit of foraging with some other fruits that are very, very easy to find. You would be able to kind of sustain yourself, not necessarily easily, but certainly a lot more easier than you would in the frigid cold of Canada in February. I do want to go off and explore in there, but I'm probably going to need some sort of footwear that might protect me from snakes and shit, and spiders. You never know. I have been bitten to pieces by mosquito. Are they avocados? I don't know, but as I was saying, fruit is literally in abundance on the trees. And you know, God, if you had to, you could always eat a stray dog for a source of protein. Kentucky Fried those back legs, you'd never know the difference. You've probably already eaten a dog's leg if you've been to Kentucky Fried Chicken. That's just a joke, you probably haven't, but let's not rule it out. You could have even eaten some Soylent Green, Kentucky Fried Soylent Green with extra Soylent Green batter. So no, this isn't the bodega that we're going in, but this is the one that I kind of told you about. It sort of has bars on the window, and there was like a customer and they were sort of selling stuff, so I'm still a little bit unfamiliar. I don't want to start pointing my camera at someone who may then be sort of a cartel member that doesn't want to be filmed and blows me away within a week of coming here. But you can kind of see it's like a little convenience store, but you can't go in, you just have to ask the lady what to get for you, and since I can't speak Spanish other than one or two words, that's not going to end well, I'm sure. But hey, I see a couple of people out for a walk. The sun still not quite setting, but when it does set, it is sensational. Hopefully we might even be able to catch that from my balcony window, because I do have a perfect, beautiful sunset view from my balcony. Hola. There's another little lady, what looks to be setting up shop this evening to sell some food or something. There is another little store there, but I'm going to go to the one because I've been there a couple of times, and a little bit of familiarity does go a long way in sort of early days and early stages of arriving in any country. Sort of how you sort of you know, make or acquire knowledge, make friends, you know what I'm saying. So I tend to sort of go to the same couple of places. There's a chain store here, chain stores here similar to 7-Eleven or Circle K, called Ozo or OXXO, I'm not sure the pronunciation. There's one actually a lot closer to where I live, but a little bit more expensive than the local bodega, because it is a big franchise, and you have to wear a mask in there. But the little bodega lady down here, they don't seem to care. They haven't even got a register. They just use the calculator. Brilliant. I'm pretty sure they're not paying that much of their taxes. But I'm gonna quickly shut off the camera, and I will come back to you once I have made my purchases. So I figured that's a good place to stop the walkabout for now. All right, so I've made my purchases. Just for some of you who are interested, there are some prices of beer. That's not US dollars, that's Mexican pesos, and I think it's around 20 pesos to the dollar. So 20 bottles for 120 pesos. You do the math, because unfortunately I can't. But yeah, that's how much beer costs here. And I did buy a bottle of tequila to celebrate with some of the locals on a Saturday night. It was Saturday night, and I sort of got here in 50th birthday, yada yada, woo rate and a large bottle of Jose Cuervo tequila, brand name tequila, cost $10 US, or maybe about 11 if I think about it. But anyway, I've made my purchases, just a couple of bars of soap and some deodorant, nothing major. Could have bought some drinks while I was there, but I didn't really want to, because I'm trying to catch the sunset. And I don't know if you can see, well, of course you can't, there's a building there, but some of the clouds to the east catch the sun from the west as it's setting, and they turn a wonderful pink color. And this is almost the best part of the day, because you suddenly start getting the sounds of the crickets, the occasional frogs, and the chirping of the night creatures that sometimes you might listen to on a YouTube video to help you sleep, when all you have to do is open your window and have the real thing. It helps you sleep. I've actually had 2 wonderful night sleeps where I got nearly 9 hours. Some of you know I did suffer from insomnia, and if I did sleep, I was lucky if I did go beyond 6 hours. 6 hours was sometimes a luxury, but once or twice, or more than once and twice in the last sort of 16 months, being cooped up in Roger's dingy basement in Ronsonville's Toronto, it got a little bit, you know, to the whole, you know, sort of solitary confinement feeling, and it did sort of get to me a little bit, and I forgot what I was about to say. But nonetheless, it may or may not come back to me. It may not have been important, but over those last sort of 16 months, I'm guessing, you know, sort of the depressions, the desperations, and all those kind of things do sort of play a factor in sort of sleep patterns. When you've got no routine, nowhere to go, no job, or you know, it's freezing cold outside and your only option is to sort of stay in, you lose track of not only sort of days of the week but sleep patterns. And there's times that I was sort of up till 6 o'clock in the morning, and there's sort of times I just couldn't stay awake, but when I tried to sleep, I couldn't stay asleep, and would just sort of spend the day catnapping an hour or 2 at a time, and being awake for an hour, feeling tired, going back to sleep for an hour, repeat the process. But the weight is lifted. In Devil Speak, we left a comment on that stream I did, Escape from Toronto, over at Reality Decoded. When I arrived, I was only a few hours removed from arriving, to be honest, when I did that stream with you. But he mentioned that I sound relieved, and I do. And I almost, in the short time, 5 days that I've been here, I feel almost like a brand new person. So there you can kind of see the sun is beginning. Look at that. Beautiful with the palm trees, and the colours looks almost better through the camera. So you're getting a better view than I am, even though I'm here living it live. The full HD will probably make it that much better. That's what I'm talking about. Some of the clouds do pick up a little bit of a tinge and a colour from the sun as it's setting, and it really is a magical time. So there's another little bit of rainforesty area on the other side of where I'm living. I don't know if you can see that tall white building. That's my building. That's where I live. Hopefully we won't run into any locals on the way there. I think it's weird that I'm filming, but maybe they get used to it over time. So here we are, still, as I said, walking towards my building. And there's something you certainly wouldn't see in Toronto or the United States. Somebody stood on the back of a motorcycle without helmets. Well, there may be some states in the US do allow you to ride without helmets, I can't remember. But sometimes you see whole families hanging on to those mopeds, and the ones sort of straddled on the handlebars. Health and safety issues for sure. But this sort of thing doesn't exist here. So as I said, there is a little bit of rainforest that we could go and explore, but again, lots of trash. Maybe when we've got better footwear. If you don't look at the trash, and up at the canopy, you can see it's very very rainforesty. They're not at all like the foliage that I was accustomed to down in the Cove area of Toronto, Canada, which is quite a considerable amount of miles north from me and 2 borders apart. So let's cross the road. See some more of that canopy of this rainforest. It is a shame about all the trash, but you do see, so I did see earlier some volunteers that were out in the blistering heat. Look at the dog running. Run, dog, run. That's what I'm talking about. People stood on the back of bikes and stuff. Although that wasn't a moped, it was just a bicycle. Cool looking truck. So anyway, let's walk around the corner. Maybe we can get some of the, there's a little sign CV. So there, we're back to the point of origin. And here is some more of that kind of beautiful looking canopy of the trees, which we are going to get somewhat an aerial view of now. So this is the gate to my building. This is the entrance to my new place of residence. No more raccoons, no more stoops, no more winters, no more Rogers. I got a whole apartment all to myself. So there are some other parts of the little bungalows there that are rentals. This part is where I was actually originally staying as a bed and breakfast in a sort of hostel area. There's a communal area there. Let me just show you my front yard, because we share the sort of pool area with the resident block and the visitors, tourists. That's my front yard there with a pool. But that's something we'll look at from above, because we've got to go up to the 2nd floor, and this building is pretty much almost brand new. So look, it's all sort of tiled and marbled. Well, I don't know if it's real marble. There's the gate to the stairwell. Okay, so can you hear? I just stopped. Sorry, it is a bit hard to talk and walk. So as you can see, sun is setting. Talk about production value, although we did see some stunning sunrises in Toronto, Canada, and some very, very beautiful red moon risings. Also, this would have been a better one. Oh my God, 2 flights of stairs in 99-degree heat. So this is a little bit of a sort of panoramic to the south of where I'm living. I had to think about my geographics then. And on we go. Oh wait, no we don't. This is where I'm living. So this is the west panoramic for you. Actually, I can just walk along. We don't have to panorama. So we're coming to where I live. My little apartment. So the airport's sort of over in that direction. Some birds flying by. You can hear the dogs barking in the background. It's the car lot. It's where we just walked from, the gate. There we go. That is the pool area. There is a mother and a daughter in the pool, or mother and a son, so I'm not going to film them out of politeness, but there is another sort of circular pool on that one, and that little spot down there is where me and the locals got a little bit plastered on Saturday night. So let's just scoot you around. So my front door doesn't have a number on it, but it does have a key. Oh, the beauty of air conditioning. Unfortunately, although it is very, very nice, the light don't work. And unfortunately, I dropped the light and broke it. So welcome to Casa del Thrifto, or Hacienda del Thrift. Hacienda del Thrift sounds better. That'll be a better title perhaps. But ceiling fan. Brand new air conditioner there, never ever been used, or if it has been, very, very few times. I think maybe there was somebody staying in here just before I was. There's my little balcony. That water's from the air conditioners. but that's my view from the balcony, guys. Remember when I used to sit on the stoop and look at garbage cans? But that's what I look at now. And there's a little looky look over that way to the north, where once I lived, miles and miles away in Canada. But let's get back to the west, because there's your money shot there, guys. And let's scroll over. You can kind of see the rest of that little rainforesty area. I mean, it's not the darkest or dankest of jungles, but you know, when it rains, that is technically rainforest area. And you can see there's the road below me. And that was where we just walked and come back from. I don't know if you noticed, I'm considerably darker than the last time you saw me. It's got those little dicky birds fluttering off into the sunset from wonderful, apologies, cars going by there, wonderful shot as the sun sets. But that's not all, guys, because as you can see, no furniture. Maybe it'd be nice to have a little couch there, and then maybe put a stand and a TV there. But I do have a fridge. There's my receipt for my rent. It's my football team, my first fridge magnet. New fan, shout out to my homie Luca Melli over in Canada. Not much in there right now. Do you remember the pantry days, guys? At the minute I've got a loaf of bread, some cheese, some ham, some condiments that I grabbed from the local store, and a bag of party mix type things, but they're pretty good. They have the best. I've been eating a lot of these in the last few days. I've only actually had proper Mexican food twice. So I've got, since I've been here, I've got a bottle of water, protein, additional fortified milk that tastes like milk, some cilantro for seasoning, and something I also love here, you can get Coke in the bottles, a couple of packets of cigarettes. Just to give you an idea, guys, pack of smokes here, 55 pesos, or is it 60 pesos, doesn't matter, one of each, for 25 cigarettes. That's about $2.50. So let me take you to my bathroom. Do you remember, I don't even think I ever showed you the bathroom at Rogers. I should have, maybe just to show you how disgusting it was. But I've got a very, very tall bathroom, huge walk-in shower there. There is my sink, there's my tap. So far this is what I've been washing myself. So very Alan Partridge, but in the tropics, not the Linton Travel Lodge. There is a bad choice of clear windows on the bathroom, but that's the view out of the bathroom window. And it doesn't stop there, thrift fam. Oh no, oh no. We come in here, and this is my bedroom. So I have a wardrobe. Still haven't really packed. That is everything. That's my life in that bag, pretty much. There's my hats. Unfortunately, my laptop was one of the items that was damaged in transit, and is a little bit of a disappointment and a bit of a disaster, really, because I did have a lot of stuff saved on that computer, and it was also a gift from Killer Kyle. It was a wonderful gift and did make a lot of difference to how Ship Video Productions did operate. But this is my second balcony, so we're just over there, and now we're here, and there is the sun as it begins to set. So that was my first official uploaded walkabout video here in Cancun. I did actually do a walkabout video on the I told you about earlier, when I did go out looking for food and walk that way. I thought, bring the camera with me. But I've also had glitches with my second phone where the microphone wasn't working. I did manage to reset it for the stream, but my phone shut itself down, and that is another casualty of the travel, it seemed. I can't reactivate the microphone for love of money. So that's one of the sort of things that I did have my sort of familiarity set up up in Toronto. I had my little, as we called it, thrift store studio. I had my computer, I had my phones, I had my TV screen. that I used to cast you to. It was all very sort of comfortable and familiar. So at the minute I'm sort of in a much better place, but there is some sort of unfamiliarity in sort of things that are maybe sort of stressful, of a non-stressful nature. You know, I need to get myself something figured out about getting some cell phone coverage. I do need to think about opening a bank account, and at some point we will be changing my immigration status and hopefully obtaining what is known as a yellow card. It's a pretty easy procedure as long as you've got enough money in the bank account, which is why I need to open a bank account, something I'm very against. But unfortunately, I do have my father's inheritance money that should hopefully be with me before the end of the year, touch wood. And once that does, then I'm going to be looking to buy my own place here and retire in the tropics. But until then, I do need to continue to hustle and make a living. Please don't be shy and drop a tip in the tip jar, because this is still technically my day job and how I do earn my living. And there's no difference to me pointing a camera in a direction and talking into it in Toronto or doing it in Cancun. But hopefully you guys will agree that Cancun does hold an awful lot more out and about walkabout potential production value locations for your enjoyment in the future. And once I do get a little bit more situated, we will try to get some sort of regularity going here at TSP TV and at Reality Decoded, because now I'm not starved to stun and don't feel the need to spend every last given moment outside while the summer in Canada is around. I've got eternal sunshine. It's never not going to be a cold, and it's never not going to really be sunny here, so I don't have to worry too much. And during the hotter part of the days, that might be a good time to come inside in the air conditioning and do a little bit of shit video producing rather, and get some editing done. But all of that does depend on getting some data or some Wi-Fi in my apartment. Unfortunately, there's no Wi-Fi here. There is Wi-Fi in the hotel complex, and hopefully we can stream from there temporarily. But once I do get set up, we'll figure something out of building a new little sort of studio area. But why not try and make the most of beautiful backdrops, and we'll do maybe try and do a live stream from the poolside, which hopefully you are watching this presentation in of my first Cancun walkabout. And hopefully, if that is the case and we haven't lost connection, or the stream didn't end abruptly, you will be rejoining me live poolside. If, however, we had to upload this video for, as an upload and it wasn't live, hopefully you enjoyed it, and hopefully we will catch you in a live stream soon, and hopefully I will bring you another out and about Cancun edition summer 2021 video real soon. So till then, take care, keep it thrifty, and be excellent to each other. This is TSP TV signing out. See you soon.